Hello, everyone. Welcome to our second podcast. Originally, we had something else planned for this podcast, but after our experience testing a bunch of paddles, we felt like it would be important to go over our findings from our testing of paddles. We will provide timestamps in the bottom, so you can go ahead and browse through the different topics and navigate the topics that you found the most interest in. We'll also talk about paddles that we have been testing, and we'll provide our thoughts on them. So just a disclaimer for everyone, we have no affiliation with any company at this time. We don't have any discount codes. Paddles were either bought with our own money or lent through friends for testing. All thoughts and opinions are our own. So first thing we want to talk about is our experience testing paddles. So we did a lot of nerd stuff testing paddles through a bunch of different metrics. We bought a bunch of equipment to test paddles. And the first thing we want to talk about is literally what metrics we found were not that useful. After all these viewers talking about different these metrics that were like, oh, this and this and this, we found out that some are really hard to measure and don't actually paint a full picture of the paddle or a real life simulation of it. So what is one thing that you guys really didn't like that we tried measuring? It just doesn't seem to make sense. Do you want to go first?
Definitely the no, yeah, I was just gonna say definitely like the pop measurement. It's such a headache. It was such a headache just trying to get an accurate measurement of what pop is because we have a speed gun going through it and we're trying to figure out of all these different paddles what is the poppiest. But man, it's just like it just depends on the shot because all of them were like very close within like a mile or two.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just like I think it was a good discovery because at the end I think that just shows like end of the day just the pop just really depends on what type of shot you get and just how much you can generate on your own strength as like a player to player basis.
Yeah, I would agree. Like, it just was a really um, difficult time trying to figure out how exactly to even test pop. And yeah, it seemed like, I mean, whenever we changed up the method, all the pop numbers were still relatively similar, and it just depended on like how we swung, or you know.
Levi, what would be, how would you feel pop is, Levi? Like, do you want to explain what pop is to the viewers so we can
Yeah,
define?
I'm I'm not sure I'm the best one to explain, but I understand what I feel like it is when I play with the paddle. Because for me, the paddles I use, I tend to look for a paddle that is, I guess we would call it more poppy, where I don't have to put as much effort into the output of my swings, and it'll still generate the speed and the uh, uh, distance I need without me having to put too much effort. So that's just the way I gauge how poppy a paddle is. But it's different because generally I don't hit as hard as my peers, so that's why I kind of rely on pop.
Yeah, I think we all agree that pop is essentially metrics of paddles like feedback of how much power is received after like low effort amounts for like volleys. But a volley could be like here or like here, and it's like different. We tried so many different angles of trying to measure pop, and it just doesn't seem to make sense. It's like, well, certain paddles will like, even if we just like whip it like this, like just because a paddle's longer, it'll just naturally have more distance to travel. Like I don't know. I
Yeah,
feel like there is definitely like a pop for paddles for sure, but I think in terms of measuring, it's really hard and it's almost so subjective. Like how much pop can a paddle have if I'm hitting it versus like Levi's hitting it or Justin's hitting it or 6 foot tall John's hitting it? You know,
You
like what is our low effort? Like my like 25% effort is probably like John's finger.
That's dude, but okay, I will say though one thing for sure, like there was when I was hitting the boomstick, doing like a flick with the boomstick versus doing a flick with something that's considered less powerful, I did feel like um the it felt more satisfying with the boomstick, but I could feel like it felt like I could generate just a little bit more pop, but it was like, that's what I felt. But then when we actually like got the radar gun and like did it, it was like maybe like a couple miles per hour faster. All right.
Yeah.
But I
So
mean, a
yeah.
couple miles per hour faster is kind of noticeable, especially when you're in close range in the kitchen
Hmm.
area, because that I feel that's where pop comes in the most when you're countering, when you're blocking.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
that return a few miles per hour is just so much faster to our eye. So
Hmm.
it
So
just
I think yeah. So I think the at least for like the top like four like power paddles that are like or just like the top paddles right now, they're all pretty powerful. So we like tested between like the Yola, Boomstick, and the Sypik, stuff like that. It was very marginal. Like it was like maybe a mile per hour faster. But then like yeah, obviously if we did it for more something that's more like control oriented or just like less powerful, then I saw like the 3 miles per hour difference. So at least
It's
for like the
also
top dogs, it's like the same,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, it's also like important to note that like their top speeds are also like almost the same. Like I
Hmm.
think we hit like I think for pops, I forgot what the number was, but it was like their max numbers were like either the same or like point 0.5 lower. So even though like our average of like maybe 5 shots was slightly lower, like I guess like the highest speed we got with those paddles was like almost the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now this just proves the point of placement over power at this point. Placement over power.
Yeah.
I catch myself trying to do like a really sick drive, and it's just so like it's like all the efforts used there. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just do like an okay drive, but that okay drive is like way more effective. So like how I hurt my shoulder. Um, I was like, oh, I can't drive, so I'm gonna just do like a decent drive. But it's like, wow, this drive is so good, and I'm just putting barely any effort into it because I'm just getting it in. Um, so yeah, pop doo doo, get that out of here.
Speaking of placements, the other thing that we're testing out was spin. So what do you guys think of testing spin?
Spin was almost like impossible to like. I mean, without like a high speed camera, like it just like all you can do is like feel the grit on the paddle and be like, oh yeah, this. But even then, like it's just a mix between like the grit, the dwell, your swing path, like all of it, like how fast you hit it, how fast the ball pops off, the paddle face, like it's
Your
like
grip
so
as
hard.
well, right?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, and how you your grip on the paddle, like
Yeah.
it's just so hard to
Basic,
like test it.
basically, you just want to get lucky and get the grittiest paddle from like their factory, and then after like maybe like a week, it just changes. So
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
you like I think, Tomo, especially you like had experiences with grit wearing out quite quickly. Um, I wonder if like nowadays we should just expect there to be kind of even like a grit like break in where the first layer of that grit just wears off really fast and then yeah.
Yeah, like my avatar right now. If you like, I don't know if you can hear it. Can you guys hear it?
yeah,
It's like gritty all around, right? But then like, do you guys feel the middle? Hear the middle at all?
yeah. It
You hear it a
sounds
little
quite
bit.
different. It
Yeah.
sounds smoother. Yes.
Like here? Like I wore through the grit. Like you guys like felt it when it first came out, right? But if I bring
Yeah.
this back to
Yeah.
you guys are gonna be like, what did you do to it? Did you just did you just file this down?
Yeah, dude, I don't know what you do to your paddles, man.
Nah,
Even your Vatic. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, your Vatic was actually
you just
very
Yeah.
distant. Yeah.
You just get too much topspin on your balls. You wear it out. That's on you.
I do play with a lot of spin,
Yeah.
but I think two things to note. Yeah, one, grid durability goes out, and also for all the viewers that don't know, pros switch paddles very frequently. So like, even
They
Gabe
do.
Tardios, like I know they advertise that he only used one paddle for like ever, but I don't know what they exactly do, but his grit layer gets changed like every so often
Oh,
though.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I do recall them saying something like they change out their paddles every like 2 tournaments or something like that.
Yeah, so
So
yeah, the grit wears off, and that's how they're getting like the optimal spin. Like if you're trying to get those like really low like shots, like I was at the beginning when I was playing with the Sypik, I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting like these crazy like flicks from like my hip, and then now I'm like, oh, that doesn't work anymore if I hit in the sweet spot. So yeah, grit. I mean, personally, I think that when people are looking at paddles and viewers saying like, oh, it's like crazy good spin and stuff, I think that it's good to know for the viewers or anyone else looking for paddles, but it's not something that will last long. Like, it's cool to have, but expect that the grits, unless it's like the Infinite Grid or something else that people are testing out. But the current best one right now, which is the Peel Ply, which is just another layer, and once they like pull off that layer, it like makes a bunch of like these bumps and stuff, and that's what's causing the frictiony texture, which varies a lot because I believe I can tell you like the paddles that you get is like drastically different. Like, you want to explain
yeah,
which paddles that you
I
paddle?
have so currently I have two wide body boomsticks, and feeling the grit levels on the two, you can tell one was smoother than the other. So I don't know that one the Infinite Grit, or is that
It's
the one
Infinite.
that you're talking about? Yeah, so it varies between paddles even. Like I mean, even if they're from the same company, they're the same make, it doesn't matter. Like you don't know for sure exactly what you're getting. And then we have also had another two paddle comparison between, I think it was the NFs,
Mm-hmm.
and our NFs. The NF that we have over here was much grittier than I thought. And when I realized it, I was like, wow, this. I kind of wish I had this much more grit on my original boot.
No one believed
Than
him when he said that. We're like, there's no way that like, because this guy was saying like he was getting crazy spin on an NF over a boomstick, and we're like, there's no way. And then
yeah.
we didn't believe him at first.
I thought it was just all in my head, and then I felt the differences, and I could see it was not.
Oh, I think our NF is like not appropriately peel plied because the grit on it makes no sense at all. It's super gritty, and I feel like other people's NF. I think like our friend Chris has one, and it's not that gritty, right?
Yeah,
Compare.
I do recall it. It's not that gritty at all. Like I mean, it's gritty, but not the same, not to the same level as our NF that we.
Yeah. So keeping that in mind, I think that in the future we'll like look at grit, but we'll like kind of keep in mind that it won't last as long. But if we can feel like a good amount of dwell, the ball sinking, and we can shape the ball, I think that's the best we could do. But that's a lot different than dinking, right? Because
Yeah,
drive, regardless of the grit, as long as you can get like a good pocketing, then you can spin the ball and shape the ball however you want. But if you're doing like dinks and stuff like that, the grit really matters a lot more to apply that extra spin, which
yeah,
is where the pros matter more. But I don't know, grit
yeah.
just doesn't last
Those
right
dinks
now.
are lighter hits, right?
Yeah.
So having that grit just makes it so that you can apply so much more spin compared to normal when you're hitting much lighter than you normally would, right? So you can't really apply that much topspin to it if you have that grit to make it easier.
Yeah. But also, like, nowadays, like, most paddles have pretty high end, like, spin metrics anyway. So it's kind of like, you're just comparing the top scores all the time.
Yeah, I mean after
Yeah.
like after 2,000 RPM, like
Yeah.
I don't think I'm telling a difference.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
You
on
know,
the other metrics though, we found that balance point, swing weight, twist weight, and power did actually was a little bit much easier to measure and were kind of useful. So do you want to go over each of those metrics first, Justin, and then
Oh yeah.
we'll go through the rest and see what you guys end up finding for yourself. Like what did you guys find useful about those metrics, and what did you like about them?
Yeah. I mean, since we got that machine to kind of measure these stats, it's become, obviously a lot easier to determine them, and because we have those numbers, they're quite helpful, especially if you like to put on like weight on your paddles. It kind of helps you optimize like where you should put those weights. Um, but yeah, so like balance point, we found was pretty useful. Quite easy to measure, honestly. Like before we had your machine, we kind of just found the balance point by balancing it over a table, and that was pretty effective. And I honestly, it's quite useful because um, I guess like the lower your balance point, the more the weight shifts towards your hand. Um, so if you feel like something is a little too heavy, that might be because your balance point is a little bit further from the handle. And it might be something that you could kind of counteract by putting weights closer to like the neck of the paddle. Swing weight is also something we found very useful. It kind of just measures how fast you feel like your hands are with swing weight, especially with your drives. So a lower swing weight typically means that it's a lot easier to swing that paddle. Um, and for people who like light and fast hands, like you would like to have a lower swing weight. Twist weight measures kind of how stable your paddle is against off-center shots. So say you're like at the net and you're trying to, block really fast. Obviously, you're not always going to hit your sweet spot when you're blocking against like a drive that's just being shot directly at you at close range. So the higher twist weight, the more it's going to be able to withstand twisting in your hand when you block a shot that's like slightly off from your sweet spot. And that can just kind of save you from maybe bouncing the ball in the wrong direction or something like that. But yeah, and power we just measured using a speed gun, um, and obviously it's useful to determine how hard you can hit it from the baseline. Yeah.
Was there anything you guys noticed when you guys ended up measuring the various paddles we had? Like, what kind of level of swing weight, twist weight, power, or balance that you guys end up liking the most?
For me, I actually typically like a lower swing weight, like a pretty low swing weight, like 112 to 115, and that's like I was like that's pretty low. Twist weight wise, I I think there's diminishing returns after 7, so I try to keep it like, because you have to add more weight to have more twist weight. Um, so I think as long as it's around 7 or a little lower than that, it's totally fine. Even like 6.5 is super usable. Um, and because most like elongated paddles are like in the 6 range, and once it hits like 6.2, 6.5, it's totally fine. Um, balance point, I like to say I like a lower one because I don't like the head heavy feeling.
I
But
agree.
recently, I don't know. I kind of I feel like as long as it's not like super far up the handle, um, I'm okay with it as well.
What about you, Levi?
I mean, so I wasn't measuring with you guys as much, but I do. I can't remember what was the twist weight on the boomstick. I think it was at. Did it at 8?
It was almost 8, yeah. It was like
Yeah, it was
7,
Yeah,
insanely
I
8, or yeah, and
yeah.
stock
So
like.
I think at 7 or 8, I'm happy. Also, that's exactly what I mean. That's what I want because I tend to like playing in the kitchen, so it makes sense, I guess, right? And then I agree. I don't like a head heavy paddle either. Doing some tests with the paddles today, I recognized there were a couple paddles that were head heavy, and kind of wish I had a little bit of a coin or something like that to stick at the bottom on the handle to balance it back out. Yeah, I just for a paddle that has a better weight distribution than head heavy. Guess that's what it be like. That's all I really had to add there.
You got anything else to say, John? Or else I could go over my thoughts about it.
I was just gonna say, I definitely like a balanced paddle. I don't really like something that's like super head heavy. So I'll try to counterbalance that. Twist weight, you know, um, I love doing my backhand rolls, backhand flicks, and yeah, if it's to be honest, I feel like I can't really tell. I just do it. I maybe like there's like things I'm like I unconsciously don't realize, but um at least like I just need to make sure that like I think like 7 is like fine. I feel like the paddles that I've been using, especially the elongated ones,
Mm-hmm.
I think in general like elongated paddles like the twist weights are kind of lower, right? Like 6.5 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I like it just because I'm able to do backhand roll and backhand flick's good. When I was using my Scorpius, I noticed I had a harder time doing like those kinds of shots just
Mm-hmm.
because I think like the twist weight is just a little higher.
Yeah.
So I think I prefer a low twist weight, um, balanced paddle. Weight needs to be like 8.1, 8.2 max.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like. But nothing much more to say. It was just really cool that we got the graffiti machine and you know, trying to figure it out and solve it. Dude, it was so funny when we were trying to build the graffiti machine. Dude, that's the ADHD in us, man. Just
That's the hardest part.
don't don't
And then we
watch we
switched.
literally yeah, it was so bad.
Then we
We
switched
just wanted to
phones, and then we were like,
yeah,
"Oh, we had to calibrate it all over again."
yeah, like dude, me and Tomo, okay, well, I just kept watching like their videos and I was like, "Oh wait, okay, Tomo, like we need to do it like this." And then I was like, "Oh, I should have just watched the whole video." And I think if we just watched from start to finish, if we just dedicated 10 minutes of our time, we could have had it done in like 10 minutes, but it took like almost like it took like an hour. It was amazing.
Learning tip for
Now
everyone
it's
out there: whenever you're learning something, just watch the whole thing or read the whole thing first before you question what you don't understand. Please just
Yeah.
Read the
learn,
instructions.
read all of the instruction
No.
first, and then go back to where you need to go. Otherwise,
No, it's all
yeah.
Listen, it's all intuition, all right?
Hey, but to
yeah,
be
It's all
fair, we
intuition.
learn a lot better that way because we learn the whole mechanism of how the machine works.
yeah.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know,
Fail, fail first.
when you left at my house, I like accidentally like uncalibrated it, and I had to watch every single video over again just to get it okay. And it took a long time as well. I was like, "Dang, oops."
Yeah. It's hard, but like once you get it, you just like, all right, I know how to do this. I can do this
Yeah,
blindfolded.
yeah. Now I can use it pretty fast, but
Yeah.
Oh,
No pain, no gain.
yeah.
oh. All right. So based on that test, I want to do a quick paddle review first, because this is where it will become useful. So hopefully it shows up on the screen. So this is the Sypik avatar. It comes in 4 different colors. So Sypik is the #1 selling pickleball company in Vietnam, and this specific one was made in collaboration N4 Kwong Young, the very famous Vietnamese pickleball pro who was part of PPA, no longer part of PPA. I don't know the whole thing about it. I don't want to get too much into it. But, so this is $280 for us in the US. But in Asia, you can get it for 150-ish. So if you get it for 150, awesome, because I think this paddle is really good. Has crazy grit, because this one at least is made for the PPA. I don't know if it's actually USA approved or not, very gritty until you play a lot of spin into it, then it'll wear out a little bit. But the spin's still pretty good. It's Gen 4, has a lot of pop and power to it. However, I actually got to talk with the owner of Unlimited Pickleball, and he was talking to me, and we were exchanging notes of the paddle, and we were saying how the sweet spot is unusual because it's right here. This is the sweet spot. Because even if you kind of shank it, it still feels a little forgiving. So this is very unusual that a paddle would like have it. Because like if I'm using like a Vsols power, the sweet spot's like kind of right here. Because I could shank the ball if I hit it right here, but like the sweet spot's around here. So, but the sweet spot up here is like so much higher that I can feel it around here. However, it's so head heavy, and even though it's advertised at like 7.8 ounce, talking to the owner, he hasn't found one that's anywhere close to that. Like all of his were like 8.1 to 8.3, and he says he can't get the exact measurement because they come packaged, right? So, but he weighs them, all the ones he gets, and they're all like 8.4, 8.5 or something like that, including with the packaging. So he's estimating that they're at the lowest he's gotten was like maybe 8.1. And based on the Discord I talked to, like everyone's saying the same thing, like it's so heavy, it's so head heavy. A lot of people like couldn't play with it because they just couldn't get it to feel right. Talked to the owner and he gave me a suggestion. He said add 10 grams on the bottom, like Levi suggested, to bring the balance point down. And then he had 2 here, 3 grams around the throat area. Depends on how you want to move it up and down to bring the balance point down as well too, but also stabilize it, because I think this one had an incredibly high swing weight. It was like 120 plus when we measured it, with the twist weight of like 6. So it's kind of low, but pretty high, at least for this one. I don't know what other iterations they are for it. But when I did this, I loosely calculated the balance point. It went from 24 plus to 22, which is where I'm a little bit more comfortable with. But right now, it's like currently my favorite paddle right now. Because before, like, I was definitely like, I didn't get why I wasn't playing well with it, but realizing that, like, that's where the twist weight mattered. Because when I hit things, I was like, why is it off balance? For me, like I'm not hitting exactly where I want. I was constantly hitting it like out here, but that's because the twist weight's so low that like when I hit it, it just like, you know, kind of pushes back and I'm not hitting where I want. Versus like, yeah. So increase the twist weight. I highly recommend people considering to increase their twist weight if they can. Sweet spot's nice, but I already had a pretty good sweet spot with this one in the first place too, so I didn't need it. But I definitely needed the weight here, and I don't have a splice coin like he recommended, so I just put 2 quarters and just taped out the bottom.
It's the same thing, man. It's the same thing.
Same thing, yeah. I just had to like overgrip it though. But
yeah,
yeah. So, what are your guys' thoughts on this paddle?
Before we say anything, I needed to say this one thing. Tomo got Jedi mind tricked by the owner. That's all I'm gonna say. You can go ahead now, Justin.
I mean, okay. I honestly thought that paddle played just fine, like out of the box. It did feel head heavy, but I don't think it felt so head heavy that I could not play with it. Like, but maybe it's because we got like a decently weighted. Like, if it was out like 8.5, 8.6 stock, I think it would have been pretty bad for me. You know, I think ours was like 8.35, if I recall correctly. But I think that's like within the realm of what I usually weigh my paddles up to anyway. Except this one was head heavy. I think people who like tennis players kind of like it head heavy because, you know, they like that whip. And, you know, I know we all kind of prefer ours a little less head heavy, more like balanced towards the middle paddle. But I don't think like it being head heavy is necessarily like a bad thing if you like that kind of, you know, that style of paddle. So it could increase like your whip because you're really just like putting way more force into it from like from that, you know, the end of your paddle. So yeah, and as for the twist weight, like it being 6, it's pretty good. I mean, for elongated, that's pretty decent. Or like in the 6.2, 6.5 realm, pretty decent. I think, again, like the higher twist weight is, like maybe like 7+. Like it is kind of harder to twist their paddle in your hands. So if you like to change grips a lot during play, it might be slower for you to do that with a higher twist weight.
That's true.
So there's a good balance between like having like stable paddle and then like one that you could like if you like to change your grip for like backhands or for net play, like you know it might be slower if you have a really high twist weight.
I think just personally for me, because I like play it near the end, like up down here already, because I like to whip it like a tennis whip lag. I hold it down here, so like just having the weight right here also just gives me a little more stability at the bottom and like a good pivot point for me. But I do like to whip too, but I think I think I need to send this back to you guys just so you guys can measure it for me. But I definitely think the twist weight helps a lot, because if I'm holding at the bottom, like I have a higher chance of like, you know, having a twist off of my shots for stability, since I'm holding it. My balance point is like way lower than the average person, right? So.
Yeah, and I recall ours was, I mean, even from 8.1 to 8.3, ours was on the heavier side, right?
Yeah.
It was like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was advertised on the packaging as what, like 7.8.
Yep, it's 7.8 on the packaging.
I think they need to update their packaging if the case is that none of them are below 8. You know.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to play a game with the Sypik. It would have been nice to see how I feel about it in the kitchen. But just driving with it and testing it a little bit, it was it was nice out of the box. I didn't think, outside of balancing it towards the handle more, I didn't think it really needed too much more work, because as we already know, it's already been a heavy.
Yeah, I think you and a bunch of people in Discord were like, dude, they made a wide body.
Yes, if they made a wide body, yes.
That would be a nice paddle. Yeah.
Okay, other paddle we tested out.
This guy.
The CRBN Trufoam Wave.
Oh, we can't see it.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have it with us right now because a friend of ours has it now, but...
Oh, yeah.
What are our thoughts on it? And for the viewers' context, it is 280 right now. It is a Gen 4. It has... The reason why it's called the Wave is because... I think we'll post a picture on it later on to show. But there's wave indents on it. And that's what gives it the Wave. And it's supposed to give you like that more dwelly feel. It's supposedly supposed to increase the sweet spot, and instead of having the square patch that they used to have for the original Genesis, it's now the fiberglass is all over the face. It's supposed to be advertised as having more power, having more dwell, so you have more spin on it. So, what are you guys' thoughts on it?
Dookie. Worst paddle of the year for all the hype it did. The pioneers have fallen from literally, they moonwalked like Stairway to Heaven. They went backwards.
John thinks this paddle is cheeks.
It's so cheeks, man. I mean,
I didn't like the paddle either.
no. Dude, like using it, I'm like, man, why use this when I could just use the boomstick, you know? Or if I'm gonna spend $280, I'll just pay the premium and go to the marketplace and just find a boomstick for cheaper. But there was nothing special about it. I mean, I could tell that it was a little bit stronger, like more powerful than the carbon, like the Genesis. The only thing, it's literally just like Genesis Plus. That's all it is. Like, there's nothing like it felt nothing special.
Yeah.
There's nothing special about it. I'm not impressed. Not at all.
Yeah, I would agree, like, somewhat. I didn't hate it that much, but it just felt like I can't help but like consider the value at 280. Like you're getting maybe like a little bit more power than like a Yola Pro 4. To me, it felt like the sweet spot was surprisingly small.
Yes, it's
It was small.
Almost like smaller than the Genesis, and it's just like, do you want that trade-off, right? Like you could get another you could just play a Yola Pro 4, but
Was it
um,
head heavy, Justin? I think it was head heavy, right?
Oh,
It was
ours is
out the
also
box as well.
like oddly
yeah,
very head heavy
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
some
yeah,
reason.
Dude, dude, our metrics on it
pretty
was so
unfortunate.
bad. It was so the metrics were so bad. We thought our graffiti machine was broken. Like straight up, it
yeah.
was
For a
so
while,
bad.
we were like, why
But
do we
then
keep getting?
I was like, dude, what is going on with this battle?
But yeah, like I don't know. I don't think the increase of sweet spot that they advertised was successful. um, I think consistency wise across the face, like I think they were trying to fix that from having that patch of fiberglass to having the
Hmm.
speed of the fiberglass. Um, I don't I don't know. It didn't feel significantly better. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think I wonder if playing more with it and like giving it more time would have opened up the paddle a little more. I hear people say like adding weight to it would kind of like stabilize it and help a lot more, but it was already like heavy. Like we adding weight to it was just like I guess none of us like heavy paddles, so like
Yeah.
like it was not like an option for us. But maybe we should have like asked one of our friends who has like his paddle is like 9.5 ounces, so should ask him to try.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like to play devil's advocate, I don't think it's a terrible paddle to be honest. I think that has some like good redeeming factors of it too. Like it, I wouldn't say the Genesis and the Wave are very similar. The feel is very different from the two.
Oh yeah,
So, and then on top of that, like it's a little bit of a different. They both like have good dwell. I think like the Wave does dwell more, so you get a little more spin than the other one. I would say like they did fix that uh, dissonance of feel for the carbon because you have like that really sweet spot that hits a lot different than everywhere else. So you get like a more homogeneous feel for the Wave, but the sweet spot is just smaller. But everywhere else is like feels a little bit more similar.
yeah,
Personally, for me, it was hard for me to hit that sweet spot because I remember doing the speed test. I was constantly shanking the ball
Yeah.
versus like the carbon. I was just like, oh, okay, like I was getting consistent like relatively high numbers, but the Wave it was just like randomly spikes depending on whether or not I found the sweet spot or not. We were doing this stock as well too, but I
yeah.
would say the paddle would benefit from weight for sure. But ours came at like 122 swing weight, which was like
Hmm.
significantly higher than the Vsols we had, and it would make it a little harder to like weight adjust it. So we got the one just to clarify for everyone else as well too. I do think that maybe if people got the four, it would be a lot better because I think the four would be a better shape to have like a more open sweet spot. And I think like the Wave 4, not the Wave 4, sorry, the Genesis 4 was actually a really good shape for the Carbon Genesis line. However, I think the ultimate factor of it is in terms of the value you get for 280. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna yuck anyone's yum. If you like it, go for it. Carbon also has that awesome 30-day try it trial. So I think if you guys want to try, go ahead. But personally, I think for everyone here, we kind of it's not art. It's just not our paddle, and we don't see ourselves spending $280 of our own money to play with that paddle.
Yeah, but we did.
I
We
have to
did.
say,
We
I
did
have to
that.
say though, like
But we did.
I did smack talk on this paddle a lot, and like I said, it's just Genesis Plus, but dude, the person that we sold this paddle to, dude, her game got so much better. Consider the fact that she's also within the 4.0 to 4.5 range. Dude, like she was using the Yola Perseus 14 millimeter, and that's not an all foam paddle, right? So when she switched to this, like immediately, like because I will say like Carbon does a job of you know the ball really sinks in to the paddle. Like it has a lot of there's a lot of dwell. You can really
Mm-hmm.
like catch that ball and put a lot of shape. And her serve is like pretty insane now. Like just I mean, she has a tennis background. Like I think she played like throughout like just when she was like young, all the way up till like end of high school or whatever. So for one, she prefers like I'm sure she prefers like a tennis racket style, right? Head heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean she's got like one of the nastiest backhands that I know. Like honestly. And like just even her drive, everything, like her mechanics are really good, right? And when she served, like I didn't see like she aced so many people just because of like the shape she could put on that ball. And like because she could shape it so well, there's so much spin. Dude, she was catching so many people off guard. And she loves it. She thinks it's like the best paddle she's used. Like I played with her yesterday or like 2 days ago. I was like, "You still like it?" She's like, "Dude, I love it." I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" Like such a such a polarizing,
No, yeah, I
opinion.
agree. It's definitely a good paddle, and I definitely
Yeah,
feel like some people would really like it. And like I said, you got 30 days to try it out, so I don't think there's a
Yeah.
harm if you guys want to give it a try.
Yeah.
yeah. So,
I know. I saw her drip shot catch a lot of people off guard too. Like
dude, yeah,
The spin is
it's
incredible.
really
The spin
good.
is incredible
Yeah,
for that.
her drip
yeah,
shot was really good.
yeah. So I'm being a hater, but you know, when we update our tier list, I'll give it a fair shake. But
Okay.
better, okay, better than Genesis. That's all I gotta say. Better than Genesis, but that's about it.
All right, the Vsol Pro and the Vsol Power. So I'm so this one's a funny one. So I only have the Power with me right now because I'm letting someone borrow the Pro because they love it so much. And right now, currently, it seems like the Discord is split between the Pro and the Power. So these are we already made a review of these ones as well too. If anyone wants to watch it, I guess we'll put it in the descriptions to link it. But what are your guys' thoughts on it? Because I posted my thoughts on it on the video already, but you guys got to try it.
I I don't fully recall how much I actually tried those two paddles. I think I only hit around with it. I didn't really play a game with it at all.
Yeah.
I don't really recall too much of my experience.
I mean, my bias review is that, like, boo, because they're like competing with Ronbus, for the $99
Well, to be
paddle.
fair, it was the other way around. Ronvis was the one that was like, "Hey, we're gonna come at Vatic." Vatic was just
Yeah,
doing their own thing.
but I'm team Ronbus, so
Okay, we'll talk about the Ronvis afterwards, though. I
Yeah.
feel like I have a feeling where this team's gonna go, but
but like, I mean okay, so the Vsol Pro, obviously like very decent paddle. I feel like it was a little bit for me on the stiffer side.
yes,
Um, I mean, for again,
I
value
do recall
wise,
that too.
amazing
yeah,
paddle, right? Like both of them, both
yeah,
the pro and the power. You get decent power from both. Um, the pro, I believe, with weight, it unlocks the power a little bit more. Um, the power feels a little softer. Kind of pockets the ball a little more.
hmm
You can kind of send it like with the power. I think we got the elongated shapes for those two. Um, I'm not a elongated fanboy, but like, I mean, they both felt great. Like I had no issues playing with it because I main wide body, but like they felt fine. Sweet spot was great. Yeah, I don't think there's anything really to complain about those two battles. Like they're both very solid. Um, yeah,
The 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 blue one is that the what was that one
the
called?
the
pro.
Pro.
The Pro. Yeah, it feels softer, right? Like there's both of them. Like one feels stiff, one feels soft.
Yeah,
Like
the
just
blue
like
is the
hitting it.
softer
Like
one, and the red
yeah,
one's the
the blue one
softer
is the
one.
soft
Blue's the
one.
softer one.
Yeah, blue's the soft
Blue
one.
is the
Red's
soft one for
the
you.
Oh no,
Really?
I think the red is the softer one, right?
oh I forgot. One of them was softer than the other.
Yeah.
Like hitting it, like just like doing our bounce test on it. I forgot which one was. I just know that one of them had a difference, but I do know that I enjoyed the the power more for sure. Just felt like you know, I felt like I could the power felt more linear, right? I feel like I could just whip that thing, and it reminded me when I first used the do you remember the samurai paddle that Vatic had? Do you remember
Oh,
Tomo
interesting.
when
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it reminded me of that. Like just at least like the shots that I was able to produce with the Vatic. I don't know why.
Yeah, because
I think I was born to be a Vatic user, to be honest, but I refuse.
the
Every time I use the Vatic, I pop off.
yeah, the 16 and this one's the power one will feel very close to the Saga. So if you're looking for a slightly
Yeah.
power upgrade from the Saga, then you would probably want this one. The blue one, which is the Pro, is has a more of a trampoline-ish, like linear, not linear, but more of a stiffer feel. And I think a lot of people will gel more with it based on what I've been hearing. In terms of power, their power and pop, they're actually very similar. And you can,
Mhm.
the Blue Pro has a lower stock swing weight in general, so you have more room to customize it. The red one is a little already head heavy and has a higher swing weight, so it's a little bit less to like adjust. But personally, the red one is my favorite because it pockets the ball. I like that feeling when I like hit the ball on dry ice. I feel really more connected when it hits in and sinks in a bit. I can shape the ball better in that way too. I definitely feel more confident with those types of paddles. But yeah, though I think both are really good, and especially for the value with discount codes, bring it to like I think $99 or $90. I'll check later on, but awesome paddles. The other one, since you guys were super hyped to talk about it, was the Quanta that we tried. I'll let you guys talk about that since I didn't actually play with it as much as you guys did. Um, but yeah, go ahead.
Goated. Goated.
Which fanboy wants to start first?
Which I don't know.
It's just those
Just
two.
you,
I
Lucas,
tried them a
You
you
go
could,
little,
first,
but that's
John.
about it.
you
I
want me to
didn't
start?
really play too much.
Okay, all right. So for the audience, I'm a boomstick elongated fanboy. I'm a Selkirk fanboy from day one, and I never switch sides. Um, and no, I have. I betrayed Selkirk many times, but they came out with a boomstick. Um, so yeah, so Justin and had we got the wide body first, right? We got
Yeah.
the wide body first, and I hate wide body
You
out of
got the
this.
R2,
My
right?
journey,
Yeah, the
yeah,
R2.
my journey is so weird. Um, there was a phase where I had my wide body, and I came back to the light, and I went back to elongated. Um, so but anyways, the elongated Justin was using wide body. I was like, I don't give a crap, like big whoop. I still got my boomstick, and then the elongated came out, and then Justin tried it, and he said this was really good. Right? I was like, okay, fine, I'll try it. Um, I've only been using it for 2 days, and the first day I used it, dude, my mind was blown.
Addicted.
That I, that paddle is goated. Like my shots and just everything how it felt. I cannot put this paddle down. It is it is a serious contender of knocking out the boomstick because um one, everyone has the boomstick now, and I'm sick of seeing it everywhere. Um, just like the Eula, I don't know. I like to be different. I like to be my own specimen. So there's one. Two, uh, dude, $100? Are you kidding me? Like insane. It's basically it's boomstick that you can customize, essentially. I thought the power was great, but there were some shots that I did, yes, on the day one when I played with it, that I couldn't believe I hit that shot. Um, dude, it is seriously like it's about a kickoff boomstick from first place, and it would be Quanta first, boomstick second. I cannot put this paddle on. Even today, didn't even use the boomstick. I hogged the elongated, and that's it. It was
That's
so
good.
good. It's such a good paddle.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Mic drop.
Yeah, I mean it is actually quite good. So when we got the elongated, the R3, I played with it stock, and I was like, oh man, this is pretty unlike stable. Like I could not. Like, every shot felt like it was like vibrating everything up.
But do you guys
Like,
have
it was
the paddles with you guys, so you guys could bring it
Oh
up?
yeah. Oh, I don't have the elongated with me because
I can go
John,
grab it really quick. I'll be right back.
You
We
can't
know
have this
who's the
guy,
one that's
so-
hogging the paddle.
It's
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I have the R2. It's great. I really like it. Yeah. But yeah, very unstable. And then I just slapped 2.5 grams of weight on the 3 and 9, the two sides of the paddle, and man, it was like night and day. Like right when I put that on, suddenly, like the weights help mute the paddle a little bit, so the dampening of that helped so much. And it also unlocked a lot of power in that. I don't think I was getting a lot of power. I mean, obviously it was like a 7.75 ounce paddle, so like, there's not much mass behind that shot. Adding a little bit of weight, even though like it's still like below like 7.98, I think, ounces, almost 8 ounces. It's packing a punch, and at a swing weight of like 117, it's packing a punch and it's fast. So yeah, I that elongated almost made me. It's actually kind of crazy how fast that paddle is for how much power you can get, and for it feeling pretty stable as well. I will say, like, a lot of people compare it to the boomstick, obviously because of the power, but they do feel like really, really different. Like, if you do like how the boomstick feels, and you can't get used to the Quanta's feel, I think you might not be able to switch over.
Yeah, I
But-
want to like make that pretty clear that as everyone does compare the two and say, oh, the Quanta is like a substitute. Like, I do think that they're very different paddles. They do have a very similar power level, but the feel is very like, aren't they both a little hollow? But I feel like the feel is distinct
Yeah.
enough to tell a difference.
They're both hollow. I think both John and Jeff think that they feel a little more muted than they'd like.
Oh,
They do feel muted. Yep.
Yeah. So if you can't get
For
used
me-
to that muted feeling, it's not super muted, but it definitely is more muted than a boomstick
Yeah.
from what they've experienced. Yeah, and also the the grit is like, it's like smooth. Like, yeah, the paddle face is like pretty, might as well be like smooth. Like, it's pretty.
Dude, it's good though. You get a lot
Yeah.
of spin on it.
You
for
still
sure.
get a lot of spin, but it's deceivingly smooth.
Yeah.
It is.
It's like a.
I
like
do
a-
agree with that, yeah.
Smoother than a Yola, I think.
all right, Levi. What is
I-
your reasoning for thinking Kirk boomstick is still better?
Okay, so I only played with each of those paddles a little bit actually today, and oddly enough, so I play the Scorpius when I was playing using Eula, the Pro 4 Scorpius, and then when I switched over to the Selkirk boomstick, and I stuck with the wide body. Oddly enough, for the Quanta, I like the elongated better than I like the wide body. I'm not entirely sure why. I think it's just because of the weight distribution on it. For some reason, the wide body on the Quanta feels just a bit head heavy in my hands. I'm not entirely sure if that is the case. I forget if I think we played it with weights. We didn't play it stock. I didn't play it stock, so maybe that's probably why.
You don't
But
play
the
with
elongated
stock.
was just, huh?
You don't play the Ronbus with stock.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we played it with weights, and that's
Yeah.
probably why. And maybe I would change my mind if we balanced it with, like a little bit of weight on the handle again.
Mm-hmm.
But on the and it's light enough to do so. So it's not a bad idea for me to try it that way. But the elongated was just the weight was distributed better. So when I was playing with it, it just felt better to hit with it in the hands for some reason.
Yeah,
Just because of that.
I think with like the Ronbus R2, the weight feels like more densely packed, and it kind of feels a little weird sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Coming from the elongated has a little across the whole paddle.
Could you repeat that? I think you cut out.
Yeah, you cut out a little bit there.
Oh, I think the elongated weight feels like it's more distributed evenly across the paddle.
Yeah. That's exactly probably what it is then.
Yeah, and but I will say I played the R2 stock, and actually it was very playable.
Okay.
It's very fast. It's very light. Still, the power is still decent. Once you add weight to it, obviously it hits a lot harder. But the stability is still okay because the twist weight was like 6.5 still, like 6.6. So, yeah.
But for me, the Quantas both are a bit muted in feel, and I do not like muted paddles.
That's
I
fair.
discovered like I just do not enjoy playing with muted paddles.
Which one had more dwell? Like not dwell time, but like which one synced in more between the boomstick and the Quanta?
Oh, I actually think the boomstick still.
Really?
Yeah,
I even for it being a poppy paddle, I feel like it did have better dwell than the Quanta did. I'm not like I would have to go through it again because I didn't play the boomstick at all today. Actually, I just played the new played these paddles just because I wanted to test them out before we did this. So I just did not play the boomstick at all. But I do recall that I feel like the dwell on the boomstick is better. But on top of that, the pop is better for me. The pop is better on it, and then I still got just that tad bit more power on the boomstick. So for a person like me, where I don't hit as hard as some of you do, it just kind of aids me in that. So that's why, like for me, the boomstick, like right out of the box, is just really good for the way I play.
I think
the
that
boomstick's easy too. Right, straight out the box, it plays amazing. So
yeah. I think that would lead me to the next question I want to ask you guys is because Ronbus and Vatic are selling such like good durable Gen 4 paddles at like under $100, do you guys think they just completely disrupt the market? Do you guys think there's any point in buying any other paddles at this point?
Before we go with that, I forget what is the pricing on the Vatic.
Let's see.
Like $100.
I think
It's also 100, like the
it's
Quantas are.
120, I think, as well. But with code, it's like 99 or 90 or something.
Okay, so I should add this before we continue on. You have to remember that the boomstick is $333 or something like that, and the Quanta is $100. So, if you add in the pricing of the paddle for what you get with the Quanta, it's really hard. I won't deny it.
Yeah, so that's why it disrupts the market because, dude, like, the only way I would get the boomstick now at this point is because I'm just a Selkirk fanboy. But like, if you're like genuinely like, there's no other point. Like, why get any other paddle when you could just get the Quanta? If you want something like the boomstick, if you want good power, good pop, just overall just a good paddle, there's no point of getting like a Vatic. There's no point of getting any other $100 paddles out there. Like, why would I even get a Honolulu at this point when I could just get the Quanta $100 and it just plays better?
That's
like,
why Honolulu is the one I want to bring up too.
Nail in the coffin, dude. This is nail in the coffin. It's done.
Yeah,
We solved pickleball.
I mean, I'm still completely happy with my boomstick. So like, there's no reason for me to go to the Quanta. But if I were to like, none of us are planning on getting the boomstick, and I never actually got to try the boomstick, I probably would be happy with the Quanta. Won't deny
Well,
it.
if you already have any of these like recently released paddles, like a Yola Pro 4, the Honolulu paddles, the NFFC, like pretty much any recent paddle, like the Trufoams, the whatever, like there's no reason to get a Quanta. Like, I don't think you would benefit more from playing just your current paddle.
I feel like that would benefit if you're playing a Trufoam. I think you would benefit if you're like lacking the power.
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
right,
that's true.
like
Yeah.
But I agree with the other ones.
Yeah.
I still think that there is no replacement for a boomstick. If like I think even talking with the Discord members, it's very unfortunate because I see it as like either A, you really like how the boomstick feels, or B, you really like how the Quanta feels. And unfortunately, there's no like they're not interchangeable. So like
Yeah, I agree.
It's a war. It's
Yeah.
a war out there.
because personally for me,
That's me. Like
yeah.
boomstick feels way better to me because I just don't like muted paddles that much.
Yeah.
It takes away a lot from me.
I also can't quite recommend it to like a beginner who's just getting into
That's
like
true.
pickleball either.
I was
Because
about to say that actually.
like we had to weigh it up,
Mhm.
and
Exactly.
yes, it's not that hard to just slap like a strip of weights onto a paddle. Like I think that's a little bit more something you think about than what a beginner would like. Say like the R2 plays fine stock. So like say you're like a little kid and you want like the lightest paddles as you can possibly get. Yeah, sure. You can get a Quanta R2 like for a little kid or something. But yeah, like going straight into it, like you still need to like know how to paddle, what fits you, play style wise, and I mean, Ronbus and Vatic are. I guess Vatic is kind of a bigger name, but Ronbus, I would say like isn't as big as Vatic. And they're definitely not as big as like a Selkirk and Lola.
Companies that have
Gearbox,
bigger market share.
Yeah, so even though it is like a very great value paddle, I guess it really just depends on the marketing you get and how well it gets adopted by like everyone, right? I don't know if we'll see like everyone putting up a 90, right?
Are you cutting out?
Simply because like Selkirk and Yola, they all have just a bigger following. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
think that they don't really necessarily destroy the market. It destroys the market, in my opinion, for like the paddle nerds that like actually do some extensive research.
Like us.
But one, people will buy paddles based on what the pros use. One, and two, whatever's convenient, they'll probably go to a store and just buy it. The big market share of the people that buy paddles, or they just go to Walmart, Target, just buy whatever paddle they see right there, right? And they just like, oh, I just want to play it, just pick up that. So they're not gonna see like these value ones. So I don't think they completely disrupt the market, but I mean, if we and other reviewers get their voice out more to the public and people actually start asking around, then yeah, I could see that being a huge market disruption. But I also do think that there's limited stock for them, and these paddles take a while to get delivered, right? Like there's back
there's,
orders
like,
from it.
pre-order,
Yeah.
back order, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and honestly, if people like just, it's not like like a name that people just talk about all the time in the pickleball space. So they wouldn't even know it existed unless they like watch reviewers or follow like pickleball social media or something like that. And it's like only us nerds do that. But yeah, like you might get like an SLK paddle from Walmart or and even then those are like 70 to 90 bucks, right? Like yes, it is more worth it to get one of these paddles, but you just might not know about it.
Yeah. But we'll see how. Well, amongst like, let's say like now we're talking about the scope of the paddle nerd and stuff. I still find it really hard. So we talk about the wave, the Sypik. And these are two like I don't necessarily recommend for the value at that point. And I'm talking to referring to the people that actually do want to do research on it. It's really hard to beat the like $100 price range of the Vatics and the Quanta. I would say like if you're not comfortable with the weight configuration, you can't handle power, go with the either of the Vsols are fine. But do you guys still see any value of anywhere between the Vsol Quanta and the boomstick? Because clearly there's no replacement for the boomstick. You like the boomstick, and you have the money, you have to get the boomstick, right? But like, what about in the middle range still? Do you think the NF still retains their value at this point? And there's a local coming up, which we'll get our feedback for it later on. But
I mean,
Oh,
I think so because the NF still plays incredibly well. Our friend has the NF long handle. He's loving it. And his game has gotten so much better since he started using that paddle.
Yeah.
You know, it's a very solid paddle, um, stable even though it's like a long handle. A lot of power still. Obviously not like say like elite, like top 5% power, but like it's still up there. Grit is good, spin is good. I would say like the Honolulu paddles are still a good value, um, especially because like, I mean, with these paddles all coming out all at the same time, it all just depends on feel, right? It just you just have to try them and just be like, oh, I like how that feels, how I play with that paddle
Yeah.
when you adopt it, and if it happens to fall in like the 99, you lucked out. But sometimes
Yeah.
they don't. Sometimes they don't.
That's
you
Levi
know?
right
Sometimes-
there. Like he has to spend the 300.
Yeah, like you might not like them. Like some people play with them and they're like, oh, just whatever, right? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
I
biased
think
towards
yeah. Oh, go
I'm
ahead.
biased towards our NS specifically just because of how gritty it is.
yeah, it is pretty
I was Tom, I was talking to about you about this like a day ago, but it's really just one of those things where as a consumer, you need to know what you want. Do you want something where you could just play it out of the box and let's just go, let's get it? Then there are paddles for you like that, but you might have to pay a little bit of premium. But all the new paddles that are not boomstick or like Yola, you need to do some sort of weight configuration on it. And most, like every paddle reviewer would agree. Like, let's go down the list. C45, you need weight.
Yeah.
The even the Vatic, you probably need to put weight on it, right? Just like we said with Sypik, you need to put weight. The carbons, you need to put weight. Like all these paddles need to put weight on it, right? But so there's like that drawback, right? So as a consumer, you need to ask yourself, what do I want, right? For us, it's like simple because like we love the paddle nerd stuff, right? Like we love like, okay, well, I feel like I'm the most simplest when it comes to the weight. I just stick it there and call it good. But you and Justin, like, dude, you guys every game, especially you, Tomo, too. Like, I'm like you're like you get this pound. I'm gonna put it here this time. I'm gonna put it here this time. I'm like, dude, when will you be satisfied? So
yeah.
there's
I'm
stuff,
the
but
simplest.
that's like the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it, right? Like you just, there are these people that they have a configuration. Like what PB Studio will say is like the optimal solution for like a paddleway setup. It might be somewhat different for someone else, right?
True.
Some people might like head heavy, some people don't, right? So it really just comes down to at this point in the market, if you want something out of the box, you do need to pay the premium, unfortunately. But but then these other paddles like the Quanta, $100, Vsol, all these things like 100 to 150 range, you're gonna get a really good paddle, but you need to put weight on it. And I think from like a noob standpoint, even if you're brand new, dude, like just like
Pick a
you can get
paddle.
any. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter what
yeah,
paddle that you get, because at that point, like it's not gonna change your game. Like if
yeah.
you're 2-0 and you get the boomstick, nothing happened. Like you're gonna play like a 2-0 player, right? Um, so that's just the state of the market right now. It's do you want to wait or not? All right. So um, from like our standpoint, it's amazing because we're like, okay, well, just get the Quanta, and I'm gonna make it into a boomstick, right? Because I think
Yeah.
Justin, you were like, I'm gonna get his like Justin, like he's like Jonathan, let me borrow your boomstick so I can match the MOI weight system and make it play like that.
I tried that, and I actually didn't like it as much as just slapping
Yeah, no, dude, this is this is
that
the
bad.
goat.
Yeah,
This way's the goat. But stuff like that, like I really do question like um dude, like ever since these paddle like $100, that was a huge statement to the market saying like, you know what? Fine, we'll play that game because I think Honolulu was like, okay, we're gonna make this paddle like 150, and then we're gonna make a bunch of different shapes, right? And now Ronbus came out with the, you know what? The Ripple was like $300. Now we're gonna make $100 paddle. That's way better than the Ripple. Like
That is actually crazy.
that's big balls move for sure.
I was constantly like hearing about the Rhombus Ripple and whatnot. I was excited for it, and then it was a letdown. And then the next paddle was a letdown. This one turned out pretty good, so I'm glad.
I mean,
And
this
it turned
was-
out to be the cheapest one out of their arsenal, right?
This was
So
the afterthought paddle too, because they released one not too long ago that no one ever talked about. I think it's like the Reload, and that Reload
the
one cost
Refoam,
them
yeah.
as a Refoam. Yeah, that one
Yeah.
took so much R&D from them. It cost so much money for them to make, and then they just like, oh, we'll just make this cheap one. It's like, oh, what do you think about this one, guys? And like, oh, it's pretty well. Like, yeah, we got this one cost us like nothing. We're gonna sell it for 100. This is like the best performing one they had.
Insane. Absolutely
anything.
insane.
They nuked their own past inventory by doing this.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we can break it down simply that if you have the money and disposable income, you can go ahead and select the paddle. Because I think at this point we're at a paddle renaissance where almost every paddle is good right now. It's really based on what your own preferences feel and stuff like that. And none of us can tell anyone what they should play or what they need to play, right? That's based on the person. So if they have the freedom, the time and money to try out different paddles, I think that they can get whatever they want, even if they like the Wave, which none of us like, but there's people that do like the Wave. However, that's like that market, right? The other market is like, imagine we're all back in college and we like to play pickleball. What are we getting?
I'm maxing out my credit card and buying the boomstick.
Okay. Take out your student loan.
I probably would have gotten like a Timu paddle or like, you know,
That's true. Team of Battle would make sense.
I grew up being financially reckless, so knowing me, I would have gone the boomstick. But um yeah, even like knowing like there's this Quanta, I just think the boomstick looks so sick. Like I have to get it. But
I would say
now
the
playing
boomstick
this,
is
yeah.
better.
Yeah. I would have never gotten this paddle if it wasn't for like, Tomo, you delivering it to us. So I would have never had this discovery. But now like my world is like shocked. I might sleep late at night thinking about what decisions I've made and how I can financially recover from the boomstick.
Okay, I want to know Leva's opinion because Leva and I met playing card games, and we're kind of opposite. Because whenever we play card games, I'm like, I would always get the cheapest, and even if it's like all messed up, the lowest quality of the card, as long as it did the same thing. Like I'm that type of person. Like I know like for Pokemon, right? People like always get the most expensive copy of the card, the prettiest and shiniest one. I'm like, no, no, give me that one that like costs like 10 cents or whatever. So for me, if I'm a college student playing, I'm probably gonna get the Quanta because I'm like, I need to max out power. I don't care. I'll like put glue and duct tape on my paddle or whatever just to like add the Wave. I can't afford tungsten tape or whatever. But knowing what you know now, like, what would you get in college? Were you gonna bling out and get the Selkirk yourself too, or would you have gotten the Quanta or something?
So, the way I do things, card games are a little bit different. I can't use that as my metric because like card games, playing all the ones that we did, I always like decking out my deck. So that's why it's a little different. But when it comes to something like this, it's the same thing I do with my cameras, my computer gear, etc. I feel like if I just get the one I feel is best after doing some research, then I don't need to worry about getting any more afterwards, right? So that's going to be the best investment. You
That's
get it,
true.
and that will last you the longest.
Uh-huh.
So in my situation, I would probably just okay. So this is where it's at. Like if I actually got to test all the paddles and I found out the boomstick is exactly where I want it, I'd probably just get the boomstick and say, okay, I don't need to worry about getting any other paddles because this is the one that will just last me the longest.
That's true.
And that'll in the end it'll save me the most money. I don't have to think of, oh, if I got this paddle, oh, turns out this paddle is kind of better, and I kind of want to upgrade to that now. I spend money on that. Oh, now this one's actually better. I should have probably gotten this. Now I'm at a paddle where I got it. everything else is trying to match it, I'm good.
Random question now then. You guys are in college. Were you guys Intel or AMD?
Oh,
Intel baby.
same here, Intel.
Intel fanboy.
I
But
knew it.
now I'm an
I knew
AMD
it.
fanboy.
I knew it.
Dude,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
go big or go home. That's my motto. Nut up or shut up. And so yeah, that's getting bleeped out. But
Yeah, Mr. Manager here is gonna have to bleep everything that Jonathan says.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, for me, it was always getting the thing, just max it out so it'll last me a long time. But for some reason with pickleball, the new paddle high is just insane. There's something about getting a new paddle, and I think I'm in a honeymoon phase. I don't know, but I've been playing. I think I've been playing well with the Quanta. I don't know, Justin. You've seen me play with the Quanta. I feel like I'm playing really good with it.
I,
So
I think you are. I don't know if you're playing. Well, I don't know if you're playing like
I don't think I'm playing better, but I'm playing
better
like
than the boomstick. But
yeah. I think it's similar performance, like similar like
yeah,
play style. Like I'm like my skill level's the same, but I'm having a lot more like
I think it's
fun.
since your
Yeah.
shoulder is hurting
Oh,
and
that's
it's a
true.
lighter paddle, like you're like, oh, I can do the same, but with the lighter paddle.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Um, yeah.
Since you're bringing up the shoulder thing, last topic of
Oh
today.
no.
I'm calling all of you guys out on this. So,
What do you mean?
I came across the news article from the New York Post talking about the rise of injuries due to pickleball. 41% increase in pickleball induced injuries between 2020 to 2021. Not exactly sure what that metric means because naturally we have a gigantic increased number of pickleball players. So I don't know if that 41% increase is the overall of the total number of injuries, or is it a percentage increase of pickleball players? Not sure about that, but injuries include Achilles ruptures, torn meniscus, fractured wrists, elbow and shoulder ailments. Yeah.
Jonathan's shoulder
What's
ailment.
with the emphasis with the shoulder and look, dude, I got range of motions. I could raise the
For a
roof.
sport that like helps people become more healthy and active, the amount of knee pads, knee braces, back braces I'm seeing everyone wear is a little insane in my opinion. What I see the elbow wraps as well too, shoulder wraps, whatever. We'll make a random video of just like 5 things you need from pickleball, and none of it's related to pickleball. There's just all injuries, maybe a salon pass or something. I don't know, but
Dude, yeah.
so what to do to counteract this? According to the doctors, they recommend first off, don't play every day. Like, how about you guys take a rest day? Stop skipping the warm up, and also you
What's
need
a
to cool
rest
down.
day? What's a rest day? I've never heard of that.
Okay, here's one thing that I feel like I don't know you guys agree or disagree with is there's a huge part of pickleball that's the fashion related stuff. So people are wearing improper shoe because of the fashion statement, whether it doesn't match.
100%.
Oh no. Okay, so
All right.
this guy
All right.
agrees.
Go ahead. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah. So like, oh, I have to get this specific shoe because it matches my like Yola Pro 4. It's red, so I gotta find a
One.
red shoe or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm gonna
Speaking of which,
lose a game, I might as well lose while looking good, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, dude, I'm a fashion icon when I walk out there, right? Got my headband on, got my dude, listen, Nike, the Nike Vapor, whatever. I forgot what the one I'm wearing. First of all, Nikes are timeless. Checks over stripes, for sure. And listen, Nikes are sick, okay? Nikes are like one of the sickest shoes out there. I don't care about no, you know, the Montes pickleball. I actually got a Montes pickleball, and I was like, man, I look like a dork, you know.
I don't even know what that is. What is that?
You don't know what a Montes is? Okay, it's like it's actually a really good shoe. It's $100, and they made it specifically for pickleball. Like all like they engineered it towards like because you know how there's like certain movements that we do for pickleball.
Hmm.
So that that shoe is meant strictly for pickleball. It's a really good shoe, but I look like a dork, okay? And then when I wore these new dude, I gotta find the model. But anyways, when I wore this shoe, uh, I felt like Carlos Alcaraz, like, wearing this shoe. I felt so sick, and man, I just really want to slide in it, you know. It's the where is it?
And it
Yeah,
boosts
it's the
confidence. And
Vapor 12. It's the Vapor 12s. It's the Nike Vapor 12s. And yeah, I feel like Federer. Actually, I don't know if you wore Nike, but I just feel goated wearing this. And it's a sick design. It's a sick shoe, but if I'm being like completely honest, man, this thing ran out in like 2, 3 months, and I feel so sad.
you
Like the
feel
bottom of
sad.
my shoe,
Oh,
yeah, the bottom of my shoe, it's smooth as like a baby's butt, like right at this point. But you know what that means is that I can now slide. Okay. So it's just enhanced the shoe, what I already have. Okay. So sorry. So that was like a long tangent, but I don't believe in stretching. I don't believe in warm up. Just get in there. When I play video games and stuff, I don't, my mental is like, no warm up. Let's just get it.
yep.
Let's play pickleball.
Oh, yeah.
No, but you're right. I played pickleball. It was weird. I played like there was like a stretch where I played pickleball every day, and my body was actually in pain. But then my body went Zen mode, and the pain just went away. I was actually like my knees, like it just my body felt like it was like just dying. I was addicted. I am still addicted. Um, and then now it's like yeah, I think I strained my rotator cuff. I mean, I got diagnosed by a doctor, aka Tomo's fiance. And hey, listen, I don't think it's oh, it actually kind of hurts. It's not a tear, okay?
I
Not a
see.
tear. I can do my movements, right? But when I just try to, reach over this way, it kind of hurts. But it's gotten much better. I could not even like my range of motion was this. Now I can like go all the way up and it's fine. But you know what? If anything, this injury taught me there's no need for a big backswing. Just compact and call it good. So
That's
me
very
not
true.
stretching, me not going to the gym saved my life.
No, don't take that as a take home message from this, you guys. But in the
John is
article, they did talk
derailing this.
about how it's like the I don't know how we're gonna coin it, but I guess it's the pickleball drug effect right now, because the doctor was joking saying like bone would be sticking out of the skin, and the person's could be like who had a huge accident. It's like, hey doc, how long is this gonna take to heal? When can I get back on the court? And every time I like, as soon as I read that, I was thinking of like, John, you potentially like ripped your shoulder off, like, and he's
I,
like, he asked my fiance right after. It's like, oh, so you think I can play right now? After just like getting it checked out, he's like, oh,
is anyone gonna bring up the time Tomo twisted his ankle?
oh, that's
Oh
fair.
I
yeah,
mean, like,
yeah, Tomo, you twisted your ankle. It was all Justin's fault. It was
okay,
all Justin's
it was
fault.
not.
Okay,
Okay,
that was definitely
maybe.
like shoe wear. Like that definitely like I'm more focused on what shoes to wear now for sure too. So I actually do think that people should invest a little bit more on shoes. Like
Mhm.
thinking back to my younger days, I actually feel like I should have spent a little more money on shoes. To be honest, I didn't realize how bad shoes could affect you because I didn't realize like all my like current ailment stems from just wearing bad shoes. How it messes up my arcs, and it like brings it up the pain all the way up to the knees, right? Like ultimately, if you don't have a solid base with your foot, it starts affecting your knees, and then your legs and your muscles will start overcompensating, and then when it overcompensates for that area, it'll like travel down to your back, and then next thing you know, you're just like, wow, everything just feels so much harder now, and then you're gonna have to spend so much time just to get it back into shape. So, based on what Dr. James Gladstone, who's the chief of sports medicine at New York's Mount Sinai Health System and orthopedic consultant for the U.S. Open, please stretch, work on strength and cardio, wear proper court shoes. And something that was interesting that he pointed out was like try not to backpedal too much and try to shuffle more. Um, I never thought about it, but that kind of makes more sense because I think that, like if I'm like chasing like lobs and stuff like that, don't backpedal.
Yeah.
I do like try to shuffle more and also just move more lateral as well too. So keep yourself more balanced so you don't trip and fall. And yeah, like
I would say, yeah, very good advice. Obviously, like warming up, stretching is important. But if you are new to like racket sports, I think looking at a video or two about like proper footwork for racket sports might be pretty helpful. Like, yeah, a lot of times you don't make it to the ball because you just have bad footwork. If you trip, you probably had pretty bad footwork, you know. So yeah, like instead of backpedaling to try to get to a lob, you should turn aside, shuffle back. So yeah, but
and also learning to properly bend your knees for different
Yeah.
position as well too. Because if you don't bend your knees, you're bending something else, and whatever you're bending is probably not going to be good.
yeah, like your back.
Yeah, so let's keep that in mind. Because maybe you look at the pros, they're actually pretty low, right? Like no matter how tall they are, they're getting pretty low.
Yeah.
They're trying to get into a very balanced but athletic position. You want to have those kind of position, and also just better for your knees and backs and stuff like that too. Yeah. And try to move appropriately based on that as well too. Yeah. So I rather hope to see you guys at the gym at some point this year, 2026.
I've been to the gym like 4 times this year. And that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Hey, I also just want to mention too, this shoulder injury would have been healed faster if Tomo didn't visit. Okay, that's all I gotta say.
You got it before I came.
I know. And then you visited,
Stop
and
playing.
then I just, what do you want me to do? Just sit there? You know, I can't just sit there.
You
I
also
think
injured
we're
it two
all
days
guilty.
before I came too. You could have rested it before.
No, no, it was cooked, dude. Like it would have took it. It needed a 1 week, and I was like, nope, I'm not gonna do it.
I think we're
Um,
all guilty of getting injured and getting FOMO and just consistently
mhm,
playing. Because my
yeah.
ankle injury could have been healed in like maybe like 2 3 weeks, maybe
Oh
a
my
month.
gosh.
It took like 3 4 months because I kept trying to play.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Maybe we're just getting old. Did the article talk about age?
No, but actually, I think that the next time we have a podcast, we should bring our physical therapist right now here and just give us some advice as well too about that stuff. Because I do think that there's actually some interesting things for us
Hmm.
to consider. But age is one for sure. A lot of these things are other things that I don't think we think about. I think for us, okay, I don't know. I didn't care about the shoe part. I just went for the outlet mall, found whatever was a good shoe. I didn't care about the color. I'm like, yep, this one's on discount. I'm getting it.
That's why we all had Skechers.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they were decent
They're
shoes.
pretty
I would
decent.
say.
They do wear out a little faster than I thought they did though. So
Yeah.
um,
You would not catch me wearing a Skechers. I refuse.
this guy.
You had to get them Nikes, dude. Had to
I
get
had
them
Nikes
Nikes.
too, actually. I won't
Hey,
deny it.
I think if you wore
Yeah.
Skechers, you would be able to drive like I can.
That's true.
No, you're a barbarian, but that's for a different topic. Why is
Don't even try that hard.
Justin a? Remember today I was like, dude, just go barbarian on on your family member.
I was like, all right, just this once for you, Jonathan. I will.
Yeah, and then you hit it. It like it didn't even like it like died. Like
Yeah, I did.
when they tried to return it, it just died. It was funny. But yeah, all right. Next podcast you see me, I'll be jacked. Let's start the time capsule now. We'll review
Okay.
this video after a year, and when we turn on our webcams, we all go shirtless, and we better be 6 packs,
For sure.
abs,
You won't
ripped.
see us on camera until a year later.
We're just gonna
You'll
record it.
see.
We're just all gonna be in costume except for Jonathan. He's gonna be like, wait, what's going on here?
I'm gonna be in like a full bodysuit next year because I'm just so injured.
Oh god.
You'd be
All right.
that guy from SpongeBob with the glass skin,
Yeah, yeah,
paper skin, glass bones. Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thanks everyone. Let's
Thanks. Catch you guys next
Thanks,
time.
guys.